Hi, in this video I will be walking through the process of building a retention profile for your mobile app. In this video, the example here specifically discusses the process for a paid user acquisition campaign, but this isn't exclusive to paid campaigns. You could use the same exact framework for organic traffic as well for building a retention profile for organic traffic. So just to get started, this is kind of a very, very simple template that you might build for tracking retention metrics related to a traffic acquisition campaign. So this is the campaign. It's this is the kind of general campaign name template. You've got app name, country, platform, network, week. So this is My Great Game, which is my app in the U.S. on iOS, running on Facebook. The campaign's running on Facebook for week one. So it's 1 week worth of data. So it's 1 week long campaign, but I've split it out by day, right? So it's 1 week worth of data, but then I've broken it out by day. And so here you have the days running from the first to the last in column B, and then every single day has its own row, and the row has the sort of progression of users that come back, right? So the retention. So this column C is the cohort size. So this is the initial cohort. So what's different about this video from the last video, the LTV model video, is that basically cohort size would be the number of people that came into the app on day one of the campaign, right? So what we do here is it kind of assumes that day one is 100%, and so day one here is really like day two, kind of. It's the day after the first day. In the LTV model, the first day was the first day. In this model, day one is actually the day after the first day because we really care about how that curve progresses. We don't really care about the first day since it's always going to be 100%, right? The first day when the cohort is defined, well, then by definition, it's 100% retention for that day. So that's a little bit different, but the days here correspond to what you'd plug into Agamemnon, so I think there's not really much of an issue. And so then as for each cohort, you basically have the progression of retention, so progressing from day one. So here you have 220 out of the 500 people coming back. The next day is 201 out of the 500, 184 out of the 500, so on and so forth, until the last day when you really just have the 1 day of data. So 180 people of the 300 came back, right? And so what we have here is average retention. And so you can kind of dig into the calculations here by just checking out the spreadsheet. The link is in the video notes. But basically what you do here is you just sum the people that come back and then divide it by the total size of the cohort. And that gives you this kind of retention progression for the first 7 days, right? So that's interesting. But now what we want to do is we want to project this out over a long period of time so that we can use that retention curve, that retention profile to estimate traffic, right? So this is cool that we have like real observed data for 7 days, but I want to use this to project out estimated values for, say, day 30 or day 90 or day 180 or day 360 so that I can kind of estimate how many people will be using my app on any given day, right? And what I want to do is I want to compound all of these different cohorts and use their retention profiles to sort of stack them up. So I can say, okay, the cohort that is 90 days old is going to have this many people playing on this day or in the app on this day. And also on this day, we're going to have some people from the cohort that's 200 days old. And we'll do all that based on the retention profile. So what we do here is we just copy the values, right? We're going to copy values 1, 3, and 7 into Agamemnon, right? So we've got 48% on day one. We'll go into Agamemnon. We'll create a new retention profile, right? So this is Facebook, iOS, US. Day one was 48.48%. So all we're going to do here is turn this into a decimal. Get day three, 40.17%. And we can actually keep all 4 digits if we want. And then day 7, so 20.40%. And again, this assumes this is in decimal notation. We submit, and we've got the retention profile. And again, it assumes day 1 is 100%. So the real day, this is day 0 basically. Day 1 is whatever we put in. And it projects the retention profile out, and you see that we kept the 4 decimal places here. And so this is done for day 365, the last day of the model, and we have the complete retention profile.